Welcome to the podcast Exposing Obesity Incorporated. I'm Ragen Chastain.
And I'm Louise Adams, and we are exposing the scandalous underbelly of the weight loss industry.
We are so excited about this podcast and so thrilled that you are here. And in season 1, we're going to set the scene behind the scenes of what the weight loss industry is doing to infiltrate and manipulate healthcare, public health, and even governments around the world. Now, I started looking into the research around weight and health over 20 years ago, looking for myself. I was trying to find the best diet, the diet that had the highest success rate. And I was shocked after doing a full literature review that there wasn't a single study where more than a tiny fraction of people were actually experiencing anything that would resemble sustained weight loss. And that is what took me down this now 20-year rabbit hole of understanding the research around weight and health and the ways that the weight loss industry has been systematically manipulating that research and the healthcare system to create endless profits over actual people.
And very weirdly, also around 20 years ago, on the other side of the planet, I'm based in Sydney, Australia, and I had just opened my private practice as a clinical psychologist. And I realised that practically everyone that I was seeing hated their body, wanted to lose weight, or had an eating disorder. And obviously, as a psychologist, I knew how to help people with eating disorders. What I didn't know was how to help people, quote unquote, lose weight and keep it off. Having just endured my probably 4th or 5th consecutive diet and regain cycle myself, I also went down a research rabbit hole, did a full literature review, just asking that question, what is the most effective way of losing weight without, of course, causing an eating disorder or worsening body image? And I was shocked, just to my core, like Ragen, to find that the overwhelming body of evidence for 70 plus years had all convincingly shown the same thing. Weight loss diets all, quote unquote, work in the really short term, but then people regain the weight and over time weight cycling happens. And as I kept reading this research literature, something, I guess I was quite optimistic, naive perhaps, because my belief in science is just so strong and fierce. So I thought, well, if people understand that weight loss doesn't work, why is the diet industry thriving? And sort of that set me up really to be a little bit of a weight loss industry critic. And of course, here we are today, 20 years later. So Ragen and I have found each other, kindred spirits from separate sides of the planet. We love nothing more than dissecting the weight loss industry's nefarious practices. And here we are, of course, in the age of Ozempic. And we really wanted to start this podcast to get a discussion going that's perhaps more critical than what's out there, and to really raise awareness with people, we hope, about the weight loss industry as an industry, because this is about profits, not people. And just a bit of a shout out in terms of our name, Exposing Obesity Incorporated. There was a wonderful book written in 2001 by Alicia Mundy called Dispensing with the Truth, which really highlighted the disastrous impact of the fen-phen catastrophe in the 1990s. So in that book, Alicia coined the term Obesity Inc., where she's describing the network of obesity researchers, weight loss companies, pharmaceutical companies as kind of a nefarious community aimed not so much at exposing the truth about the relationship between weight and health and helping people to live long and happy lives, but really protecting the profits of the pharmaceutical weight loss industry. So big shout out to Alicia Mundy for the phrase Obesity Inc. We love it so much. We decided to use it in our title here, Exposing Obesity Incorporated.
And so Louise and I are both fat activists and weight inclusive advocates. And so the use of the term, quote, obesity is complicated, and we want to acknowledge that. We wish we could forget about this word. But the reality is that the construct of, quote, obesity, which was created by the weight loss industry, is in fact the foundation on which they're building this ever expanding profit base. And so in this podcast, we're going to look at how the construct of quote obesity was created, how it's being actively manipulated by the weight loss industry to create profits at the expense of fat people's physical and mental health and our very lives. And that's why we called the podcast Exposing Obesity Incorporated. We think it's critical that we call this out. Still, we know it's a word that's stigmatizing and that is the root of harm. And so as we discuss it on the podcast, we'll avoid the word when we can. And when we can't, we'll either use quote obesity or we'll use Louise's brilliant invention, oh, pleaseity, with the eye roll always implied.
Absolutely, always an eye roll. So, pleaseity. One of the things we really want to encourage here at Exposing Obesity Incorporated is a lot of feedback and encouragement and communication from our listeners. So if you have a scandalous piece of gossip from the inner workings of Obesity Incorporated, we want you to get in contact with us and share it so that we can bring it up here on the show. So you can get in contact with us in a number of ways. You can go to exposingobesityincorporated.com. We've got our contact information just there for you. And one of the really cool things we have set up, it's called Obesity Leaks. So this is like a voicemail that you can leave for us, just a little voice note telling us the secret or telling us the experience or telling us the bit of scandal that you've picked up along the way. So if you go to exposingobesityincorporated.com, you will see a link. Just click on that and you can leave us a voice note, or you can just email us. The email address is info@exposingobesityincorporated.com. We just can't wait to hear from you, and we're really excited about this podcast helping to disclose stuff that perhaps even we haven't found out about.
All right, thanks for being here, and we'll see you in episode 1.